I hope you're having a fantastic day. Welcome back to my channel. So in case you're new here, my name is Chris and it's so nice to meet you. And to all my longtime followers, thanks for coming back. Alright, so today we are talking about edges, y'all, okay? I have here the Mielle Organics Flexible Hold Edge Gel. And this is my first time trying this brand, period. Alright, so if you've been following this channel for the past year at least, you may have known that I pretty much lost my hairline last year due to some medical issues with anemia and iron deficiency and whatever the heck was going on with me last year. So my edges actually have grown back in. I'm not sure if y'all can tell, but they are back and they look pretty much exactly like how they used to. Still some areas like up in here that are a little bit kind of like sparse and stuff, but I've never had like really thick edges to begin with, and to me they look really similar to how they used to look years ago. So I'm very happy about that. So I actually have edges to kind of work with now. So this, y'all, is my topic free edges. And once again, this is the Mielle Organics Flexible Hold Edge Gel. This is supposed to give you a nice hold to your edges without drying them out and making them all crunchy and stuff. If you follow my Instagram, you know that I purchased this not too long ago from Sally's, and I paid $12.99 for it. If you don't have a Sally's near you and you do have a Target near you, check there because they do also carry this product. And of course, don't forget the actual Mielle Organics website. So many of you already know that I've never really been one to stress about having the ultra sleek edge line or hairline and stuff like that. You know, that just has never really been my thing. I'd like to keep them neat and stuff, but I've never been one to be like, you know, they have to be super straight or else. So when I do go for, you know, edge controls or gels and stuff like that, I'm looking for a very natural look. I don't want anything like too strong or anything, but I just want something to tame the area when I desire. And now that I'm rocking Miss Fro short, tight and right and stuff, I currently do prefer to do something with my hairline just to kind of give it that fresh cut look. I kind of really like that. So at this point, I do like to do a little something to my edges daily. So this product from Mielle Organics is certified with organic honey and ginger. So let's dive into the product. I've already been using it and I have a hair in here. Okay, gross. So as soon as you open this product, you can smell the citrusy scent of it. It's kind of like, it kind of reminds me of like lemon. I don't know, it kind of reminded me of like a lemon cleaner, something like that. It smells really fresh and clean. I'm not even sure if there's lemon in here. I might be way off, y'all, okay? Y'all know how I am with fragrance. I don't see any lemon in here, but there's some lavender in here as well as some ginger. So maybe it's kind of like a combination of those two things put together. But there's also an essential oil blend, so you never know. Okay, so the majority of the edge controls out there are kind of clear. You can't really like see through them, but this one's opaque. So that's pretty interesting. It almost looks like a cream. So I grabbed quite a bit of it here just to show you the texture. When you smooth it onto your hairline or your skin, it is a little bit sticky initially, and then that sticky feeling kind of dies down and it's more of just like a, there's like a hold. I was trying to think of how to explain it. It kind of starts to grip the hair and just move them into the direction that you're going for. So you can see my hands feel a little bit sticky, just a little bit. What actually drew me to purchase this edge control was the fact that there is no glycerin listed in the ingredients, and that has always been a pet peeve of mine with edge controls. Glycerin is a humectant and it definitely draws moisture to your hair and your skin. So like, I personally never understand why products that are geared for edges tend to have glycerin like very high up in the ingredient list. It almost defeats the purpose in my opinion, which I think that's why a lot of people, when they use edge controls, they use it in the beginning, it's like on point, and then it just like poofs up. So yeah, it's probably due to the glycerin. The fact that this product did not contain glycerin, I was like, I have to try it to see if this was like, ah. I will say I was still a little bit hesitant thinking that this was going to hold my hair because of the fact that it has castor oil in it, which is also a humectant, and that, you know, if you've been following my channel, you know that castor oil also makes my hair very poofy. It fills it out, it makes it look plump and full and stuff. It's a great ingredient, but it's also one to draw moisture to your hair. Looking at the ingredients, there's also some honey in here, which is also a humectant. So if you know that those ingredients tend to make your hair poof up, you might not get as much hold as you'd like a long lasting hold. You'll get hold initially, but it might not last you all day. So far with my experience using this, it goes on my hair really easily. In the beginning, it definitely does give a white cast. It almost looks like it's not going to blend out. Every time I put this on my hairline, you know, day after day and stuff, I'm always like, oh no, I'm probably going to get some sort of like waxy buildup or something like that. But usually after I distribute the product evenly and, you know, work it in with my fingers as well as a brush of some sort, most of the white color goes away immediately. So as far as this product's slicking power or smoothing power, I actually think it's pretty good. Especially on my actual baby hairs. Like, so in my hairline, I have like this baby hair that I've had forever, that really kind of smooths very easily. And then right above it, I have the more, you know, curly hair that just kind of poofs right back up. So I have to do like no work here, but up in here, I usually have to kind of use a brush and kind of use a scarf to kind of lay it flatter and stuff like that to kind of neaten things up when I desire to do so. So I kind of have like two different things going on in the very front of my head. So you know how it has that stickier texture in the beginning? So immediately once you put it on your hair and you start to work it in, if you have finer hair or thinner hair like I do, you might find that your hair starts to kind of clump together and kind of like form straight lines. So it can kind of end up making your hairline look like you have less hair. And if you're growing back your edges, like in my case, like my edges are trying to fill back in and they've started to fill back in, you kind of don't really want them to look so sparse up there. So in those cases, I like to kind of separate the streaks of slick, if that makes sense, so that it looks like I have a fuller hairline. You just kind of have to be careful with the amount that you apply because you might end up getting a little bit too much sleek. So when I apply this product to my hairline, I'm always pretty impressed with the amount of slick I get initially. However, you know, as time goes on, certain areas of my hairline will start to poof up. It doesn't last me all day, and I already know, you know, that the reason is because it does have hydrating ingredients in here, and it is getting warm outside. So for me, I do not get an all-day hold all over my hairline. I get the all-day hold or most of the day hold with my baby hairs, like right up in here, but up in here the hold is not as strong. So I do get some more poofage in those areas. Now when it does poof up, it still looks like neat. It's not like poofing up and like exploding. It's not those twist out explosions that I used to have like back in the day, y'all. It's not like that or anything. The hairs just don't lay as flat as my baby hair. Now I've seen a few reviews on this product and a lot of people get a phenomenal hold to their hair. I definitely think that if your hair type is looser than mine or straighter than mine, you're definitely going to get like a long lasting result. But I do know that a lot of people with my hair type tend to have more of a hardest time with edge controls and stuff like that. But I do think that this one is one of the better ones that's out there, and I've tried several of them. I think that if my hair was longer and if I was rocking a lot of puffs and stuff like that, I could use this and I could probably get a really strong hold if I used a lot of it. But I don't really like to like put a lot of product up in here. Once again, I do have, you know, some sensitivities up in here and things are trying to get back to normal and stuff. So I never like to put a ton of product in my hairline anyways. But if you don't mind kind of using a lot more product, this should definitely do the trick. I personally would give this a 3 out of 5 stars, I guess, if you want to do it like that. Simply because I do not get like an all day, all over hold on my hairline. But I do think it's worth a shot if you haven't tried it out. Alright, y'all, so that pretty much wraps it up for this edge control. But don't forget to let me know how you like this product. I know a lot of you have already tried this. I'm just so late, okay? So as always, I hope you found this video helpful. If so, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos, as well as hit the little bell next to the subscribe button. That way you'll know exactly when I post here on YouTube. Alright, y'all, so till next time, take care.
Be sure to check out my channel homepage for lots more to watch. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more. Have a great day.